Welcome to the video. We're looking at a tricky question on series and parallel circuits. So you've got the question here. The filament lamp in Q melts so that it no longer conducts. Explain why lamp P becomes brighter and lamp R becomes dimmer. First thing is just to think about what happens to the resistance of the circuit. So before the lamps Q melts, all three lamps are lit, and we've got a total supply PD here. And that supply PD will be split across each kind of side of the circuit. So we can think of it as a potential divider. And then when lamp Q melts here, then what that's going to do is increase the resistance of this side of the circuit because one component on its own has a higher resistance than two components in parallel, and the resistance of R is on the right hand side is unchanged. So what that's going to do is increase the potential difference across the left hand side of the circuit, and it's going to reduce the potential difference across the right hand side of the circuit because together V1 plus V2 have to add up to give you V total. And so if V1 is increasing, then V2 has to be decreasing with a fixed supply PD. And so what that will mean is you've got a greater potential difference across lamp P now, which will mean that it's brighter, and there is a lower PD across lamp R, meaning that it will be dimmer. So first thing to say here is that resistance of P is greater than P and Q in parallel. That will be a mark for just saying that. We can then say that the PD across P now increased. So P is brighter, and the PD across R is now decreased. So R is dimmer. Right, so that would get you the 2 marks. Probably any of those points would score a mark. Yeah, so the other way we could answer this question is using the current, finding the current in the circuit and what happens to that. Again, starting with the idea that the resistance is on this side of the circuit is going to increase because P is now on its own and not in parallel. So what that means is that the total resistance in the circuit is going to increase as well, which will decrease the circuit current. And we've got current going around the circuit, and we've got a fixed potential difference here, and we know that V equals I times R. So if we're increasing the total resistance in the circuit and V total is fixed, then the current has to decrease. So what that means is the current that passes through lamp R is that total circuit current, and that is going to decrease, and that's going to make R dimmer. And we can say also that the current is no longer splitting at as it was. Some was going down through P and some through Q. So I through P actually increases even though the total circuit current has decreased. So the current through lamp P has increased, and this makes lamp P brighter. So we've got 2 methods. The first method was the potential difference or potential divider method, and this method is the current method. Both are equally valid here, and both would get you the marks for this question.